You are sitting in a room with no windows. The floor is concrete. The walls are concrete. The table in front of you is metal. The chair you have been sitting in for 3 hours is metal. There is a camera in the corner, not the kind with a blinking red light, the kind that is either off or does not want you to know it is recording. You have not been offered water. Nobody has told you how long this will take. You flew in this morning from Denver. Until last month, you were a law school graduate with $80,000 in student debt and a clerkship that paid $32,000 a year. You applied to a government posting that described itself as a legal and investigative research role with interagency responsibilities. The salary was listed as competitive. The location was listed as flexible. But something about the wording felt different from the other postings. You could not have explained what. You applied. 4 months of silence. Then a background investigation that contacted your college roommate, your high school soccer coach, and a professor whose class you withdrew from junior year for reasons you had almost forgotten. Then a psychological evaluation. Then a polygraph that lasted 7 hours and asked you about things you would have sworn were not in any file anywhere. Then this room. The door opens. A man walks in. He does not introduce himself. He sits across from you and opens a folder and looks at you for 11 seconds without speaking. Then he asks you one question. If the FBI asked you to do things that could never be spoken about, authorized at levels that do not appear in any public document, in service of a country that would officially deny your involvement, would you say yes? You think about it. You say yes. He closes the folder. Welcome to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Rank 1, Intelligence Analyst. Your first 2 years are spent in a building that you will never name in conversation. You read. That is the job. Cables from field offices across the country, surveillance transcripts, financial intelligence, intercepts, social network analysis, threat assessments from partner agencies, open source reporting cross-referenced against classified databases. You read it all and you turn the noise into signal, a coherent picture that a senior agent can read in 3 minutes and use to make a decision that might affect thousands of lives. You write threat assessments, not the final ones, the drafts, where your draft goes to 3 people above you before it reaches anyone with authority to act on it. If your analysis is wrong, an operation goes sideways. If your analysis is right, nobody knows your name. You earn $71,000 a year. Your phone is secured before you enter the building. You cannot tell your family what you read. Your friends think you work for a legal consulting firm. At dinner parties, when people ask what you do, you say something about federal research, and they stop asking because it sounds boring. You want it to sound boring. Inside that office, you are watching things in real time that will not make news for 8 months. You know which networks are fracturing. You know which threats are growing. You flagged a name in a report last Tuesday. Your supervisor marked your paragraph and forwarded it upward. That mark is the closest thing to a compliment you will receive. Rank 2, Special Agent. You are a field agent now. You trained at Quantico. You learned weapons, law, behavior, finance, interrogation. You learned how to build cases that survive in court. Because being right is not enough. You have to prove it. You are assigned to an active investigation. You conduct surveillance. You develop informants. You sit in a van for 12 hours watching one door. Waiting. Recording. Building something piece by piece. You earn $82,000 a year. Your life becomes unpredictable. You miss events. You cancel plans. You stop explaining. Your brother says he understands. You tell yourself, that is enough. Says rank 3, Undercover Operative. You volunteer for undercover work. There is no application. Someone chooses you. They build you a new life, a history, a personality, a version of you that can survive inside a world you were trained to destroy. You are not acting. You are becoming. You enter a network that trusts no one. You spend months earning that trust. You sit at tables with people you are building cases against. You laugh with them. You listen. You learn. You remember everything. You earn $98,000 a year. After months inside, you attend a birthday party. A man with millions in illegal money stands in his backyard celebrating his daughter turning 6. He smiles. He laughs. He looks normal. You clap. You smile. And you remember a name he says in passing. If you can feel what this life does to a person, what it turns them into, what it takes from them, subscribe, because the next levels go deeper. Rank 4, Supervisory Special Agent. You supervise a team now. 12 agents, multiple operations, constant pressure. You earn $128,000 a year. Your responsibility is no longer just your actions. It is everyone else's. You make decisions with incomplete information, and those decisions affect real lives. One of your agents is undercover, 7 months in. She misses a check-in. You wait, because reacting too early could destroy everything. You wait through the night and into the next day. Then she checks in. A technical issue. Nothing more. You finish the report, your hands steady, but something inside you isn't. Rank 5, Section Chief. You oversee operations now. Decisions come to you. You approve them, or you don't. You earn $172,000 a year. You manage things the public will never know exist. You pause investigations. You shift priorities. You follow orders that come from above, even when you understand the cost. You sign the document, and you live with it. Rank 6, Executive Assistant Director. Now you see everything, the entire system, every operation, every decision, every consequence. You earn $199,000 a year. You have been here for decades. You have seen people rise. You have seen people fall, and some never come back. There is a wall. It doesn't say much, but you know what it means. You know the names. You remember the details, the small things. You don't let yourself think about them often. The man who interviewed you retired years ago. You never saw him again. But his questions stayed with you. Not the words. The moment before the answer. You were young. You didn't know what this life would cost. You didn't know what you would lose. You said yes anyway. And now, after everything, you wonder, if you truly understood, would you have said it again? You think the answer is yes. You are not entirely sure. And somehow, both of those things are true at the same time. At